you're not alone. If you need someone to talk to today, please contact Crisis Services Canada by either calling them at 1-833-456-4566 all hours of the day. Or you can text them at 45645 at 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, you're not alone, and Crisis Services Canada is here to help.
The FHN network is sponsored in part by Hoddle Services. If you're looking for a disc jockey, karaoke host, video jockey to videographer, our company can help. With over 20 years of experience, we would be happy to help with your special event within Ontario, Canada. You can contact us at 226-988-2895 or visit us at our website at hoddleservices.vpweb.ca. That's HODDLE Services. We look forward to hearing from you and helping with your special event.
What's up, OTP fans, and thanks for tuning in. It is Season 3, Episode 11 of Off the Puck Hockey right here on the FHN Network and the ASTV Network out west. I'm your host, Tyler Fines, and you can catch Off the Puck Hockey on Rogers TV channels 13 and 20 in the St. Thomas, London, Tri-City area. You can also view our live recordings Monday nights at 9 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Just make sure you check out Off the Puck Hockey and follow all of our socials. We're down a co-host tonight. Mr. Styles is under the weather, but luckily we've got a winning coach in the house. We've got Mikey Walker. So I got my co-host, and he's a pure winner right now. The team is in first place. I've been bugging him for a couple weeks. How's everything going with you there, Mikey?
Pretty good, Findsy. Big 4-point weekend for us, and got a couple games in hand. The teams below us, but I told the boys they got to win games in order to catch us now. So things are looking good.
Well, make sure you keep bridge the gap, brother. Don't let them catch you the whole way. And that's awesome news. I'm glad you guys are winning hockey games. But you know who also winning hockey games? The Leafs, 14-2 in their last 16 games. Mark Bergevin, he gone as a GM of Montreal Canadiens. Jim Benning still has a job. Don't know how, but he still got one. Panarin, absolute beauty for the glove toss on Brad Marchand, and Brendan Lemieux doing his best Hannibal Lecter impression by taking a bite out of Tkachuk. So lots to talk about. But you know what? We got a great guest tonight, and I'm really excited to have him. He doesn't know that I actually know him slightly from back in the day. He used to beat the crap out of us back in Junior B when I was playing in Orangeville. We'll definitely talk about that. We're going to ask our prestigious guest a little bit more about that. Retired NHL player turned real estate guru from the motherland, Owen Sound, Ontario, Mr. Cody Bass. What's up, fella?
How you doing, guys?
Good, man. No, really appreciate you doing this. I know you're doing it from your car, and you're trying to, you're going to a party tonight. Think Cody might be frozen.
Yeah, it looks like he's frozen.
Am I
got
here?
A great look though.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'll tell you what, if you jump out of it, jump back in. It's an easy fix if you want to give it a try. Jump back out, jump back in. No big deal for Cody. But so let's just quickly talk about what's going on with your hockey team. How's everything going? Like, what'd you guys start doing? Like, how you start getting dubs?
We stumbled across the goalie, and Nolan McDowell's his name, and he came from Grand Prairie, Alberta, playing in the AJ, and he's been kind of a diamond in the rough for us, and we had to unfortunately remove a goalie and try and find him a home. But, we're happy, and we're taking steps towards, hopefully a championship.
That's all. Wow, look at this guy using the C word real early
Yeah,
in the year. I love it, man. It's so hard. Actually, have you ever won a championship as a coach? I mean, I can't remember if you have as a player.
No, not as a coach. As a player, we won the division a few times, but as a coach, no. And I couldn't tell you the last time Port Dover's been sitting in first place, let alone winning a championship. So
Yeah, I bet it's been a while for for Port Dover for winning hockey games. But welcome back, Cody Bass. How are you doing, fella? Oh, hold on a second here. Oh, he's back again. That's all right. He's trying to get connected from his car, so that's all right. We'll end up getting him eventually. So you know what? Let's quickly just chat about Marc Bergevin going out as the GM of the Montreal Canadiens, and I'll ask Cody about this as well. Long time coming, or should happen? Long time coming, or should this is kind of a knee jerk reaction?
I think a bit of both. I think they could have pulled the trigger earlier, but I think they got to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt at the same time. I mean, he did just help them get the Stanley Cup final. So, I mean, I think you got to give him a little bit of a chance, but at the same time, the leash could have been pulled a little quicker.
Here's what I want to know is, when was the last time a GM who made the Stanley Cup final the year before? Now I understand that their team was a little bit different year, different circumstance. When was the last time a GM got canned? Then again, had no leeway after that. He is at the end of his contract, though. He is at the end of a contract.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to look that one up for the actual stat on that, I think, though. It'd be a long time ago.
Yeah, no, I agree. Cody, we were just talking about the firing of GM Marc Bergevin in Montreal. We just wanted, what's your take on that? Are you still following the game at all down now that you're living in luxury?
Yeah. No, I am. Like, I still work with the Avalanche as a pro scout too. So when I say I'm busy, I think it's an understatement right now between real estate and working with the Avs. But with the Montreal and the Bergevin, to be honest, I don't even know what to think of it. I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but it's definitely something you don't really want to see. You don't want to see someone get fired, but it's part of the job and it's part of the business, right? You get hired to get fired sometimes.
No, it's really true. And, talk about, after your playing career, how did you end up in Colorado? How did that come about?
So it was, so right now I'm living in Nashville. When I was here with the Preds and the organization, my wife and I decided to buy a place here. And then I was actually going to retire a year before my last year. And then I got a call from the Avs, ask if I wanted to come play a year in the minors and help mentor some kids. So I did it. And we end up coming back to Nashville in the summer. And then I also, that same summer, I stopped playing. The Avs asked if I wanted to take on a pro scouting job, which of course I said yes. And I was very, very, grateful for that opportunity. So.
Awesome.
That's sweet.
Oh, I want to hear the story about your junior career, Findsy, playing against Cody.
He'll remember this. He will remember this because we were so bad. And he had a couple guys that were on the team. So when you were playing for the Dominators as a youngster, I was playing on the Orangeville Thunder.
Orangeville Thunder.
You're right? Exactly. That's how much people laugh when I talk about it. How bad was the Orangeville Thunder on a scale of 1 to crappy?
It was a long time ago, but I definitely remember you guys were pretty bad.
Awful.
And we were not very good, but I think we were beating you guys by 3 or 4 every game too.
3 or 4, dude! You are a generous gentleman. You are a generous man. I appreciate you not embarrassing me all night. You guys, but it's funny. I still knew guys after that, like Todd. Mike Saunders ended up marrying a girl that we went to college with. Obviously Todd Rogers came over to the team or came from our team. Brett McCulley. Right, just weird that I'm looking down the list of guys that I still remember. Jordan Fair, I know it was a long time for you, but it's funny. I still stay in touch with Brett McCulley.
Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, that's all right. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah, I apologize.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's crappy connection for me on this right now.
No, listen, it's not a big deal. We'll just use the audio for now. Like I said, you got a beauty face, so we'll just use the audio for now. And we'll do, like I said, we'll do a good 20 minutes or so, and we'll let you get back to your party. But yeah, so it was great. It's great to catch up with you. Like I said, I know you probably don't remember when we were playing, but either way, thanks for jumping on. And just want to quickly chat about how when you were playing for the Dominers, what were they telling you back in the day that they thought you were a possible NHL player?
You know what? A story from a long time ago, but at that point in my life, like I didn't know, Frig, you're a young kid, right? Like you're 13, 14 years old. And I remember I was playing high school hockey in AAA in Guelph, and I got asked, to go play junior B the next year. I really had no idea what path, what direction my life was going to take me. And all of a sudden, I'm playing junior B and I'm getting approached by, agents, and I end up signing with Newport as a 15-year-old, Newport with Mark Guy and Pat Morris and Donnie Meehan. And I really didn't have any expectations. I played hockey because I loved it. That's the beauty of being a kid. You have no idea what your future holds, and you do things because you love it. And eventually it turns into a job, but I had no idea where hockey was going to lead me at that point.
Absolutely. Cody, I just wanted to touch in here, like your first couple of years in the OHL, you had 10 points, and then you played, the under 17s, and then the next year 28 points, and you played U18s. How much of an impact did those Team Canada programs affect your style and the way you approach the game?
They were huge. I mean, if you look at our rosters that we had in the under 17, under 18 program, we had a lot of guys that wanted really NHL career.
Oh, I'm not sure if we lost him or not there. Did we lose him again?
It's guys that it's guys that had amazing careers. So the Hockey Canada program was great because you get surrounded by really good players. And I think anytime you're surrounded by people that push you and better you to be in.
No, yeah, there is a ton of great NHL players on that list, and yeah, it's obviously an honor to wear the leaf on your on your chest, but so you're going through the process, you're playing in the OHL, Cody, and you're having pretty good success. Do you remember when your draft and the day of the draft, and were you kind of going? Did you get drafted where they were kind of predicting you get drafted? Oh, I think we lost him. Oh, he's having some connection issues. I know he's trying to get on his phone, and he's trying to have a party. So, like I said, it's tough, man. Like if you look at those, like he's got Cogliano, Clune, Steve Downey. I don't even want to talk about him. Cal Clutterbuck. You know what I mean? Like those are Mark Stahl.
I think Chris Letang's in there somewhere.
Talk about some excellent company to be in, to be and to be able to make that hockey club.
Absolutely,
like, yeah. Pretty impressive. And the funny thing is, man, like I don't even remember. I don't remember much of Cody. I know Cody. Matt Molson was on the Dominators eventually at one of those points, and just absolutely insane. What a career that to be able to go from, like I said, junior B, play in the OHL for 4 years, and then end up getting into the OHL, and yeah, just absolutely incredible. I think we got Cody back. You think he's there?
Yeah, no, I tried to shut the camera off. I'm sorry, to see if this helps with my connection. I don't know.
Yeah, no problem. Let's just go with that. And basically, what I was asking Cody is, just your draft with the Ottawa Senators, and it did. Did you get drafted where you expected when you were talking with your agents and the GMs, things like that?
Yeah, I did. We before the draft, with Central Scouting ratings, they're fairly accurate. Pretty accurate. I knew I had an opportunity to kind of go in the third, fourth round. I ended up going, I think, the third pick in the fourth round. So I think I kind of fell into, the in an area where I was expecting to go, and I wasn't disappointed, and there wasn't any kind of big surprises for me.
Yeah. Just kind of touching in, like you started off, quite a few penalty minutes. When did you decide that fighting was a part of your game that kind of needed to be inserted in order to kind of survive the pro hockey life?
It's this is what I tell people all the time, and even me now being a pro scout is, the young kids that make it are the kids that are adaptable. The player that you think you are may not be the player you're going to turn into be at an NHL or pro level. The kids at a young age that figure out a way to play in the NHL are ones that are willing to adapt, and the ones that are willing to sacrifice who they think they are and find a role. And that's kind of what I did. I wasn't sure of who I was as a player. And my first year pro, when I was a healthy scratch for the first 4 or 5 games in the American League, and I finally got into a game, I had to figure out, what do I need to do to stay in a lineup? What do I need to do where a coach says, I'm going to play this 19-year-old kid? And I got in a scrap, and one thing led to another, and all of a sudden I had this label on me that it was going to be a part of my game. You can either embrace it, or you can reject it and go down a path that you think you want to go on, or you can embrace it and have a career, make a good living, and have a good life. And I embraced it. It's not that I like to do it, but it's how I put food on my table. And I did it when I felt it was necessary, and I did what I could, and I had a lot of injuries with it, but it is what it is. That's part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
What were some of the best memories that you had playing in the NHL, whether it's, coaches or players or stories on the road? Is there something that kind of sticks out in your mind about playing in the NHL?
Oh man, it's
I know you got plenty, but if there's something that just sticks out.
I'm sure there's a couple I can't really talk about, but yeah, you know what? I think for me, it's just the lifestyle, the opportunity, living a childhood dream. You can sit there and say, riding on private jets and flying on those planes and being surrounded by, when I was a young kid in Ottawa, I had Danny Offerson, Chris Phillips, Chris Neal. I ended up fighting Chris Neal when I was in Nashville, which was awesome for me. There's a guy that mentored me, and I asked him to fight off a face-off thinking he would laugh at me, and he said yes. Now it's like, oh shit, here we go.
Bad move.
So, something like that. I love the game. I love the game, what it used to be. The game's changed a lot now. I like, the winning culture. I like the mentality of a group of men coming together as a group and finding chemistry. And when one person has, everybody has success. So I love the beauty of the game, and I always will. So I can't say there's one thing that really stands out, but I'm very grateful for this, the cup of coffee and the small time I had in the NHL, but I'm grateful that I was able to play, 12, 13 years pro.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going into the scouting aspect of things, you mentioned adaptability for a young player now. Kind of when you're scouting, what do you look for specifically in a player, whether it be adaptability versus, a guy like Connor McDavid flying down the wing, how they adjust to him?
Yeah, I don't do much amateur scouting. I do all pro. The only amateur I would do would be NCAA, senior UFAs.
Yep.
But when I'm watching, let's say I'm watching the American League, it's different. Like, I think as a scout, you got to find your routine. You got to find your checklist. You got to find what do you look for personally, and then also you got to figure out, your organization identity. We're with the Avalanche, we're speed, we're skill, we're pace, we're energy, we're relentless forecheck. Are we physical? No. Are we big? No. But we have an identity that Joe Sakic and Chris McFarland have been building for a while, and it's paying dividends. We have a pretty good team, and so it comes down to that fine tuning of figuring out what does our organization need versus what we want. But when when I watch players or I'm watching a game, it's funny. I tell people all the time, I actually don't watch the game. I'm actually watching players that I want to watch, and I watch them move around the ice. I'm looking for, how fluent their body is. Are they an efficient skater? What type of skater are they? Are they poised with the puck? Systematically in place. There's so many factors that you watch, and it's not something you can just watch a guy one time and have. It takes a long time of building a book and notes on a player to really kind of understand the common ground. We all, as players, you all have trends. You all have, things you do every night, and then you have games where it's just different, or you light it up or you play bad. But it takes a while to actually figure out the book on a player and who that player is.
Yeah, how hard is it? Like, and again, after playing the NHL, you went up and down, and everyone always says, there are so many good NHL players that are playing in the AHL. What's the real, like, if you had to pinpoint one thing, I know there's not, but if you could pinpoint one thing that makes a difference between an NHL regular and an AHL regular, what would it be?
It's actually, you're talking minute.
Crazy like differences. Like, it's so low.
You can take some of the best players in the American League that, when fans or people watch, and like, that guy belongs in the NHL. That guy, he's the best player in the American League. But what's he like at the next level? It's funny. You look at some of the grinders or plugs or let's say average American League players, they turn into better NHL players than they do American League players, right? Like, it's crazy how the game works. But listen, the biggest thing right now in this game, in this era of hockey, is skating. If you can't skate and you can't play with pace, and you're not a conditioned athlete, you don't belong in the NHL. It's that simple. These kids nowadays, like, you're talking, look how young the game is. You're got 22, 23, 24-year-old kids making $10 million a year. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But these kids eat, sleep, live, and die for the game of hockey. It is hockey 365 days a year for them. Like, when I was a young kid at 19, 20, I would play hockey for a year, and I'd take 2 months off, booze, party, drink, have fun, chase the tail around and do this, do that. And then all of a sudden I'd jump on the skates in August for a month and a half, and then I'd go to camp.
That's what Anthony Stewart used to say that too. He's like, I'd go to camp, I'd be 20 pounds overweight.
Yeah, like,
no wonder I didn't stay. He's like, no wonder I didn't stick.
That's how it was back then. But now it's like, holy shit, these kids, like, they take a week off and they're back in the gym, and they're on the ice, and they're on the ice for 4 or 5 months, stick handling and doing these loop-the-loop drills that, make me spin in circles. But that's the game. That's what it is now. And I think the biggest thing is, I like to judge a kid. I wouldn't say judge, but I like to pick a brain on a kid. And when I look at some young, American League guys or 20-year-old kids, that, what is your sacrifice level? Are you willing to sacrifice some stuff in your life to live a better life? Like, it's people now that you got to understand, these GMs, when they're paying these kids and they're signing guys to long-term deals, you got to understand, they're not just investing them in as a hockey player. They're investing in them as a person, right? Like, and I think that kind of it can get lost, because you'll see teams that may let a player go, that fans and stuff may think, why are they not signing this guy? Why are they not giving him the money? Well, you don't know them as a person. Maybe they're not willing to sacrifice. Maybe, they're a $5 million player, but are they willing to put in the work? And are they going to put in the work for the next 8 years of a contract? Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
These players are getting 8-year deals for a lot of money now. And that's a big investment for an organization. So,
yeah. Sorry, Mike, before you jump in, like, what's your opinion now that you're a pro scout and you've got to interact? Obviously, you played, but what is your opinion on giving some of these kids like 8-year deals, like really early, more of a prediction as opposed to earning the job? I don't know. For me, it's just it seems like it's a big gamble on your within the salary cap era. Like you got to be so damn sure that this kid's going to be able to produce. What do you think?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I think. It really, like, I'm old school in the sense of I think every kid needs to spend time in the American League.
Good for you.
I think the American League is a fantastic hockey league. I think it's a test of character when you go to the American League. It is the hardest league in the world to play in. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Part of my
love it. No, you're good. Love it.
It is the hardest. Fast. It is scrambly. It is tough. There's tough bastards in that league. It is a tough league, and I think it's a good test of character. I think it helps build young kids that are just turning pro. I think it makes a young man look in the mirror and just say, holy shit, what do I want in life? Like, do I want to play? Listen, I think there's not enough respect to the American League guys that played 10, 12 years in the American League. That's a grind. Let's talk about East Coast players. Hey, hats off to those players, man. Like, half those guys, or 3/4 of those guys, work in the summertime and are grinding construction jobs and still chasing the puck around the ice in the wintertime. Like, hey, I applaud them. The American League is a great league. So I'm old school. I think every kid, first round pick, you need to go to the American League and develop, because no matter what, it's a great developing league, and it will make or break you. You'll figure out, what do you want to do? Do you want to make it to the NHL and make a living and live the glamorous life, or do you want to shut your brain down, chase tail, drink booze, or not put in the effort, not put in the work, and you'll be stuck in the American League.
Love it. Yeah, got to be a T-shirt somewhere that says all of that on it. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, Cody, I just want to, your pro scout and, trying to make Colorado better. How close are they to winning a Stanley Cup?
Ooh.
Honestly, guys, winning a cup is, and I've never won a cup, but I mean, Joe Sakic has, and Joe Sakic is our GM, and he's one of the greatest hockey minds in the game today, and one of the best players to ever win. There's so many teams that win the Stanley Cup. It's not. Look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. To me, the Maple Leafs are a pretty stacked team and have been for many years, and they can't figure it out yet. Right now, I think they're missing pieces of the puzzle, but that's not my job or my situation to talk about them at that level. But I think last year was a very good opportunity for our club. I think the organization will never have as deep as a team as we had last year. But every year is a new year, and it's one of those things where if a team can stay healthy and they can get hot at the right time and come together as a group at the right time, they have a chance. In playoffs, in our sport, in the game of hockey, if you can make it to playoffs, you have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. I don't give a shit if you're the 8th seed team or the 7th seed team. If you make the playoffs, you have a chance to win. I think we're close still. I still think, as long as we have Nate McKinnon on his contract, we have Gabe, our captain, Rantanen, Mikko's playing some of the best hockey he's played in years right now. Sammy Gerard is one of the best puck-moving and skating defensemen in the league. So Devon Toews has been unbelievable. That was a great signing. We were pumped to be able to get him. We have some kids that we're still waiting to pop here. No New Hook. If we can keep Bo Byram healthy, and if he continues to develop as the season goes on, Darcy Kemper, our goalie, we love Kemp, so we're happy we're to sign him. I think he's still trying to find his net a little bit, trying to find the paint, the crease, but he'll find his way. He's a good goalie. We have a really good hockey team. We really do.
I think Alex Newhook is going to be a star. I don't think he's just going to be a player. I think this kid is going to play. I think he's going to figure it out.
I hope so. I hope so. Listen, and you guys,
I love that kid.
You guys touched on it a few minutes ago. Right now, with the salary cap being flat, and being flat for another year after this, you need what we call contract surplus. We need guys that are being underpaid for what they're doing on the ice. We need Alex Newhook as a young kid, and he's young. So no matter what happens, he has a full career in front of him. But we need that surplus. We need him to produce and be a more valuable player than what he is for what he's being paid. And that is part of building a team and having a salary cap team, especially on a flat cap, that you need those surplus contracts. Logan O'Connor to us is a surplus contract. There's a kid that is a feisty, relentless skater that's producing, that's playing well, and it's probably underpaid right now. But, there's surplus. That's the nature of the game right now. Listen, we have a really, really good team no matter what happens. We have a very skilled team. I think we're one or two pieces away from completing it, but we're close. And let's just hope that we stay healthy. We have a good year. Let's hope that we make it to playoffs because, like I said, if you make it to the playoffs, you have a chance.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Before we let you go, I just want to quickly talk about what your transition. So a lot of guys obviously play, they play, and then they got to find a career. And you've landed on your feet. You've gone into the real estate business. You live in Nashville, which is one of my favorite cities, hands down. I friggin' love. How many times I've told my wife I want to move to Nashville. I'm either going to Henderson, Nevada, which I love. I'm either going to Nashville, or my wife's going to drive me back to Seattle. It's going to be one of the three. It's literally that's it. But I love Nashville. Talk about your, how you transition into real estate and ending up in that and just kind of settling your place in Nashville.
Yeah, like I said, my wife and I, we bought a house in Nashville. The team and the organization kind of up and down. My roots are in Canada. All my family's in Canada. My wife's American. We ended up here. We love it here, man. You nailed it. Nashville is a fantastic place.
Yeah, it is.
So, when I retired, listen, it wasn't easy. I had to get help. I had to work with a doctor, a psychologist. I had to work with a therapist. I struggled, man. I struggled as a person. I struggled as a dad. I struggled as a husband. And I had to seek help to help me find who I wanted to be as a person. Okay. And not just like, listen, hockey's what I say about hockey is like, you live a dream, you live a fantasy. You're dreaming I dreamt throughout 12 years of my life. And all of a sudden I woke up one morning and I had to wake up, make my bed, look myself in the mirror and be like, what am I doing today? I had no fucking idea what I wanted to do. I was lost. I was lost as a person. But we live in a world where asking for help is not considered a flaw. And I was not afraid to ask for help, and I went and seeked it. So I had Doc Solomon, who is, with the Preds for many years. He's retired now, and he helped me find my path and my direction. He helped teach me to take my work ethic I had in hockey and put it towards the everyday life. And that's what I did. I got my real estate license. I chased something that I knew that I could and what I believed in. I believe in brick and mortar as an investment from my uncle, some family background. And I was lucky and fortunate enough to have Joe Sakic and Chris, of the Avs give me a job as a pro scout. And then, after a couple of years of doing the real estate, I finally opened up my own brokerage. I funded it with a partner of mine, and we are extremely blessed. We have a brokerage here in Nashville called Recurve Real Estate. Partnered with Reed's Heritage Properties, who's a Guelph, Ontario Canadian home builder, one of the biggest builders in Ontario, Canada. They are moving funds down south to Nashville, and they have the Nashville market. So, I have a partnership with Scott Reed, Blake Seeberger, who's Pentagon Holdings here, who is our developer. We have a lot of California buyers and clients. We have, some sellers here. Recurve Real Estate has been an extremely blessing opportunity for me and my family and my partner. Mix that with being able to stay in the game and do some scouting and be a part of the Avalanche. Listen, my life after hockey couldn't be better. I'm extremely blessed and grateful and happy. And but it's taken a lot of work, guys.
I get choked up, man. I got a little goosebumps.
Yeah, that's
I do.
awesome story.
I swear to God, man. I swear, I love and I listen. You didn't have to say that, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because a lot of guys won't open up like that. Like they really won't. They won't tell you that the struggles. They'll tell you all about the all the success you've had, but you forgot about the process in between and what it took. There's a lot of guys that guy kind of got stuck in there. You're only a couple of years younger than I am, but I can tell you, we've all been through it, and I just it's a really great story. Like I really appreciate you
guys,
being open about that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it took a long time for me to tap into that side of me. Listen, look at the way I played. I had to put on a mask every night where I went and played and turned into this animal once in a while. Did I enjoy it? Well, it was therapy. There's a part of me right now where I wish I could punch people in the head because that we don't live in that culture anymore. But I had to find a new me. I had to almost recreate myself. And that's kind of what hockey is, right? You got to think, when you start at the age of 5, you have coaches barking down your tree every day, or barking up your tree and trying to recreate you. And it's like the military. They're trying to change you into something that they think you should be, and it's just, like I said, adaptability is the biggest thing in the game right now. I think that it's forgotten about. You'll see guys that maybe in junior, they were star players and they turned into muckers or grinders or fourth line role guys. You know what I mean? Like the guys that are willing to adapt, the guys that are willing to accept the role and buy into what you need to do at an NHL level. There's only so many roster spots available on a team. And there's people and players that fall through the weeds every single year, whether that's the draft, whether that's American League players. That's just the nature of the world we live in. The world is not fair. The game is not fair. And there's people that fall through the cracks every single day, but that's just the nature of the game. There's only so many roster spots in a team. As a scouting staff, as a GM, as a management, you're only allowed to pick so many players to have on a team. So,
no, well, listen, it's a great message. And before we let you go, I know you got a birthday party to get to, and I know you're a busy man. I only have one last question. Should I invest in Nashville real estate?
Well, if you ever decide to, I know a great realtor I can sell you. You know what? Hey. No matter what happens.
Legit question. How's the market? How's the market down there right now? Because compared to what's going on in Ontario, because I'm sure you know what the crap fest is going on up here.
We have the hottest market for economic growth. We are a tax-free state. We have thousands and tens of thousands of jobs coming to our city over the next 7-8 years. We are a red state. I don't give a I'm not talking politics, but it's a free state here. It is an amazing place to live.
I love it. I love Nashville.
Yeah, honestly, this market is awesome throughout the world. And COVID, I sit here proudly and say I'm happy to be in Tennessee. I think what's going on in Canada, not to get into the politic bullshit, but the Kool-Aid that's being sold in Canada, in my opinion, right now is crazy. I'm very, very happy in where I live, what's going on here in Nashville, the real estate market. It's awesome here, man. It really is. It's a really good place. Oh,
you're going to be getting a message from me then, because I know my wife and I, we want to get a spot in Nashville no matter what. We want to get a spot. So you'll definitely be hearing from us. But listen, Cody, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you did it last minute for us, so thank you so much. I know you got a birthday party to go to, but I wish I could keep you longer, man, but do your thing, and I'd love to have you back on. There's so much more I want to talk to you about.
Yeah,
well, really appreciate you open up.
Absolutely. I apologize for the shitty connection. Wasn't very professional of me. It was last minute here, this birthday party. And anytime, man, I'm happy to be on. If I can help you get another player on here, and I got some buddies in town, so just let me know.
I really appreciate that. I know Watts does too. So, Cody, thanks again, my friend, and we'll definitely tag you in this, and thanks again.
Okay, guys.
All the best.
Thanks a lot, Cody.
Yeah, you guys stay safe. Good luck. We'll chat soon.
Go Dominators.
Later. Bye.
Cody Bass, retired NHL player. Absolutely. Oh, I loved it. I love it. Oh
yeah, that was awesome.
I wish I could keep him on, man. I wish I could keep him on more. Like I got so much more I want to talk about. Just like he's just a hockey guy. And I really just want to talk about real estate. To be honest with you, I wanted to find out what was going on. Like I need the inside info. right?
Oh, yeah,
And
he
you
can
know
get
what? I
out
don't
of
want to get into politics either, but I'm glad he mentioned what he mentioned. Okay, and I'm going to take 2 minutes to talk. They're not 2 minutes, but a couple seconds to talk about this. I believe that there is something going on here. I believe in the virus. I believe we all should stay safe, but I believe we're past the point where we have to obsess over it. I think we have to find a way to live with it. And not only that, you got to remember, we have free healthcare. Our healthcare is so different than the US. The US is privatized. So when we've got people going into hospitals, we are, it's on our tax dollars. So they're looking at the lower budget too. So I get it. But I like I said, I understand where he's coming from, and I really appreciate. So I don't know what your thoughts on that, but that's just my little rant. And the problem is, like, you can't win. Like, you can't win.
No, that's exactly it. And Cody said it multiple times. It's adaptability to something, right? I mean, you have to be able to make a change in order for it to, work. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, it's wild, but you can't really get into it. But anyways, let's talk a little more. Let's talk a little friggin' hockey here. Uh-oh. Someone just
Who's
sent me
that?
a video. No, you know what it was? I swear to God, I didn't even mean to do it. I'm just doing. I was just quickly closing something, and it popped up. It was an old video of me on a cruise ship. Somebody had commented on it. It was when I was working on the cruise ship, and I was trying to close it. Because I was looking up something for that I wanted to discuss, and unfortunately, that and maybe we'll share it one day on here. But let's just. We already talked about Bergevin earlier. Jim. Yeah. Is Jim Benning the luckiest human right now that's walking the face of the earth? How is he still employed?
I mean, I think again, you got to give some leash to him, because I mean, he came in, and really, as much as the GM brings in guys, it's your coach that pushes them to that next level. So I mean, I think the rope's coming to an end for him slowly, but I mean, you've got to let him try to make something out of it.
Well, I'm hoping. Well, listen. At the end of the day, I don't want to see anyone get fired, but I would like to see another Canadian team do well. I do like Pettersson. Bo Horvat to me has always been overrated. I think he's a hell of a hockey player. Like, you can't. We're talking about NHL players here. We're talking about NHL players. He's a good hockey. He's a very, very good hockey player. I just thought for the NHL level, he was a little overrated. That's just my opinion. And you know what? If I ever looked him in the face and we have a one-on-one conversation, I'd say the same thing. I love you as a guy. I think you're good. I just don't know if you're the guy to lead. He's kind of falling into Jonathan Toews territory. He's earned every. Is Jonathan Toews still a relevant NHL player right
now? I mean, right now, no.
Right? But
he's battling through a lot of stuff.
He doesn't deserve us to talk to him like that. He doesn't deserve us to talk to him about him like that.
No,
right?
But I mean, he's battled through some stuff, and I mean, I'm kind of curious if maybe some of these high-end guys aren't doing the same. So
yeah, no. It's true, man. But anyways, I hope Vancouver pulls through at the end of the day. But I don't think either Benning or Travis Green are going to have a job by. I can't see them withstanding this. I don't know what it's going to take, or if they get through it, I'll be surprised. But either way, hope so. Brendan Lemieux.
Yep.
I got a story about Brendan Lemieux. Okay, this is a true story, but I'm going to have you go first. What's your opinion on what happened with him and Tkachuk?
Well. You look at it kind of as, I mean, obviously it's a no-no. But you look at it, Sean Avery was posting about it, and he said, well, was his hand around his eye? Was Brady Tkachuk trying to eye gouge him? That would lead, and, he said that would lead me to bite somebody's hand. So, I mean, the linesman being on him, I can't see him just biting him to bite him, But
well, I guess Marchand licked the guy.
That's true enough.
Right? But no, you're right. And I saw his hand around his face, and natural reaction is, it's a fight, it's a scrap, right? You got a guy's hand around, and this is gonna sound so stupid because I just counted everything. It was like, Brendan Lemieux is not vaccinated. He's taking bites of the guys, and which is irrelevant. I just want to point that out. But like, it's just one of those things that like I just don't think you can do. Like I just don't. It wouldn't be my natural instinct to bite somebody, no matter what, even if the hand was around my mouth, whatever the case is. But he did it, and it is what it is. But when this was probably 10 years ago, we housed a hockey team from Toronto where this young man played. And we had a guy there that worked, and he's probably one of the hardest working guys in hockey I've ever met. And he's not your hockey guy. He is your manager. He loves the game. He's extremely intelligent, and and he just loved being there and helping out more than anything, And I'll tell you something. When I first met this young man, Mr. Lemieux, he was the most arrogant, cocky, lippy. He treated this guy like crap. And this is like 13, 14 years old. This guy's a man. He's 20 years old. And he was treating him like absolute garbage. Just at 13, calling him, okay, little buddy. like true story, though. And I feel really, and you know what? And so when I saw that, I was kind of like, he stayed at our camp for 5 days. And those 5 days, I can tell you, I never liked him. I never liked him. He was a 13 or 14-year-old. And, Claude was okay. He was pretty quiet. He was at the camp too. But, you just, I don't know, man. Just a little bit entitled, but and I don't want to throw him, throw him under the bus. But that's what happened, and that was my last meeting with the young man. Then you read what Tkachuk wrote.
Yeah,
and what he said about him. What hurt more, the bite, or what Tkachuk had to say about him?
I mean, I think Brady threw it all out there at him. I think he was digging to hurt for sure with the comment.
That was more of a really egregious comment. Like I've never heard somebody speak about another player in the NHL in that depth. At least that I can remember. I've heard guys obviously chirp other players, guys, and ask this guy's this. I've never heard somebody like those are you're in, man. You played. Bad guy, not team player. No one wants to play with him.
Yeah.
Those are big. Even to go
as far as Brady's saying too, like ask his teammates. Nobody likes him. Like that's quite a statement.
You know what? I wonder if there was a follow up, and I'm going to take a look around. I want to see and bring it next week to find out if like maybe somebody approached him and go like, hey, what do you think your teammates think about you?
Yeah,
I think that's a legitimate question at this point. Now that it's been brought up.
Yeah, I mean,
I think a reporter has a right to ask that question. Is it a bit of a jerk move? Sure, but it's been reported, so it's not like they're throwing it out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they could very easily, and then he's got to figure it out.
No, I agree. But anyways, just a crazy little week in the NHL going on right now. But I want to talk a little bit about junior hockey and what's going on with your team. So you guys obviously started to win. You said you picked up the goalie, which is awesome.
And I got to mention too,
before you answer that, our boy Adam Stiles is home sick. He's actually watching the show right now. He said something about Quick's response. So Adam, while you're sitting there not doing anything, how about you go and find the response, post it, and I'll see if I can get it going here. So hopefully he can respond. But talk about what junior hockey is like at Junior C right now. I think it's important because we are a local show, and there's a lot of Junior B and Junior C around right now. How good is the Junior C level right now?
I mean, everybody pretty well had to start fresh. A lot of teams, were set, including Port Dover with the 99-2000 group. And, we were going to have a really good team last season. And this year it's been a total transition because you lose your 499s, and we had, probably close to 10 2000 age kids, which now we had to cut down to 4. So, I mean, it was a total rebuild for a lot of teams, and we had to go after a lot of local talent. So, it's nice to see, what we've pulled and the golf kids that we had returning, brought in a few of their buddies. So it's a real close-knit team down here this year.
Well, that's good. That's good. And how many OAs do you have, overagers?
We have 4.
That's the max right now?
That's the limit. Yeah.
Now, was that what the limit was all along, or is that the limit because of COVID?
That's the limit all along. Yeah. 4 overagers. And
So the overager players that they lost their year, they couldn't play anymore. That was it for them.
Yeah.
That's a tough go. No, that's too bad. But what's been the change though? You said you goaltender, but what else is making you guys successful?
Honestly, when we decided we just play stupid simple hockey, like pucks out of our zone, gain the red line, put pucks deep, and we kind of play a system where we wait for teams to make a mistake and try to capitalize on it.
Yeah, who's been your toughest go so far?
Dundas, definitely Dundas.
Okay.
Blues,
okay.
Yeah. We seem to be playing Grimsby very tough, and they're always one of the major powerhouses. Dundas is we beat them once in our arena, but we've been there twice, and they've absolutely spanked us both times. So
there's Adam Styles keying in. I didn't even know I could do this. Know I could do this. This is awesome. Look at this. I have my own opinion on what happened or did not happen last night. What I can tell you is that the comments that were made about Pep were garbage. Quick said he's a valuable player, sticks up for his teammates, and we'll support him. And I'd rather have him on my team or that kid any day of the week. Woo! Okay.
Boom.
P.S. That's awesome. It's technology, baby.
Yeah,
technology.
Look at that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Adam Styles. Still valuable. Still valuable. Even
Guess you got to take back what you said about him earlier.
What's that? What did I say about him earlier? I said nothing about him earlier. He's been here.
Feeling under the weather. Maybe a couple too many pops on Sunday.
I did not say that. You said that. Don't. Yeah. No. Don't you lie to me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Actually, we can. You know what? What's it called? TSN 1050. Because you guys are down here and you don't even know what TSN 1050 is. It's a radio show, and they do a thing called Confirm or Deny. Adam Styles, can you confirm or deny in the comments? And we're going to post it. Can you confirm or deny that you may have had one or two pops last night that led up to today's missing work and missing the show? Confirm or deny in the comments, and we'll make sure we post it when he gives us an answer. Outside of that, you know what? We got to talk about the Leafs because, I mean, like, I'm sorry, dude. I know Pittsburgh gave him a beatdown. In my opinion, I think Pittsburgh really played well. But, man, I've watched a lot of hockey the last few days. And Adam, zero. So he's actually legit sick, un-COVID related. This team is good, man. The way they're moving the biscuit is incredible.
Absolutely.
They're really playing with a lot of pace. Have you been watching much?
Yeah, when I get a chance to, I've kind of followed up. I watched 2 out of the 3, I think it was, on the road there down in California. And they look good, yeah. My big question for you though, as a Leaf fan, where do they improve anything?
What do you mean? Like where can they get better? Where can they get better?
Where could they make a change? Because there's still that same core and that same group of guys from last year and a couple of years before.
I still think that I believe in the process. Okay, let's go back to Washington. What did they really change? Not a lot when they won. They really didn't. They didn't bring anybody. They brought a defenseman in, but I mean, they've obviously got Brody, so he was the guy they wanted to bring in to help. He's good. You got Riley, so you're paying him. Your young guys have come up out of nowhere, so you've developed Lindgren. You've taken your time with him. He went through the process. He looks good. Sandin's playing well. I don't know. I mean, the only other thing you could do is put in a top-tier defenseman, but the problem is that we don't have the money. So goaltending, Campbell's on pace to be a Vezina winner. That's just facts. He's on pace. He's killing it right now. Outside of that, I want to say depth, but how much better can you get from your fourth line? You got Spezza, who's playing out of his mind. You've got Simmons, and you can interchange Richie and a bunch of guys. And I mean, Richie was playing, first, second line last year with Boston. Yeah, he's a little bit snake bit right now. But I don't know. I just think, again, Styles says, let him roll. Let him roll, he says. And you know what? I agree. I think you got to trust the process. I do. I truly believe that, if you start reaching for change, I always get pissed when guys do that.
Yeah.
Start outside they start crying to grass for straws. I think you just got to be patient.
Yeah, I agree.
What's Pittsburgh going to do?
I don't really know at this point. I mean, I think you got to get Malkin back. Yari's playing phenomenal.
Yeah, he's playing great.
I think the back end needs a little bit of a change up, a little spice up, personally. But
the back end definitely needs. I would say out of everybody that you definitely need another defenseman of some sort. The question is this the year? Is this the year to go out and trade some pieces to get to increase the value or to make this team better? I don't know. Who's out there that you're going to get?
That's the other kicker with it. I mean, they could send somebody to a contender, but I don't know how many guys have no trade clause as well.
Okay, you just said something I was going to bring up. I actually forgot to bring it up last week. The NHL has become a stale league. Okay, I hate to say it. It's become a stale league. The trades are boring. Free agency is okay. There's no player movement. Is it time to ban the no trade clause and grandfather in the ones that are available? Is it time? I don't know. I don't know if it's time because friggin' Mike Walker's no longer there. I don't know what's going on tonight with our technology, but I can tell you one thing. While Walker's trying to come back in the room, my opinion on the no trade clause. It's damaging it's damaging the pro level. That's just my opinion. It's damaging the pro level in some way, and I don't know how, but I would really like to see them get back to. I got two Mikey Walkers on the screen. I got one there, and I got one. Yeah, there you go. Get that guy out of here. I really believe that the no trade clause is hurting the NHL from a marketing standpoint. It's not moving guys. I understand you want to be loyal to guys, and if you want to have maybe the no trade in for the first 2 years of your contract, like that's available. But after 2 years, you can move, and it's time to move on some of these guys. And I get you don't want to be puppets. You understand? You know what I mean? Like I get that when you sign somewhere, you want to set up roots. You got families, But at the end of the day, it's a business. It's about entertainment. I'm not entertained right now. I love watching, but where's the drama? Where's the drama outside of Lemieux biting Tkachuk?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think trade deadline has so much hype to it, and absolutely nothing goes on with it. So.
Yeah, Matt. Oh, great comment by Adam Styles, and this is the comment of the night. Mario Lemieux sells his stake. He doesn't even know what to do, so he decided to sell him to the Fenway Park Group. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Mr. Styles, you're contributing off the air, and I absolutely love it. But dude, time's our enemy again. Jesus, mercy, man. These hours just fly, dude. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable when you're having fun. Listen, at the end of the day, thank Cody Bass. You know what? He made it work for us. We really, really appreciate him taking the time before he headed to his party, and we wish him the best of luck on his real estate business down there in Nashville. Again, Mikey Walker, winning coach, bringing up the Port Dover Sailors to glory so far this year. Good seeing you, fella, and we'll make sure we connect. We should probably talk about our guest on Tuesday. I can't say tomorrow because when people watch it on Saturday. We got Theo Fleury. Theo Fleury's coming on the show.
Awesome,
Mr. Glove Toss.
Yeah,
Mr. Glove Toss himself, and obviously best-selling author. I can't wait to have him on, and hopefully you can make it tomorrow. But thanks for coming on, my friend. And like I said, always love when you get to join us.
Sounds good. Fine, we'll see you then.
That's it for tonight, guys. That's Off the Puck Hockey. You can catch us on Rogers TV, Channel 20, Channel 13 every Saturday night. Make sure you follow all of our social media pages, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Again, thanks to Cody Bass. I'm your host, Tyler Fines. With me, as always, Mikey Walker. Adam Styles at home, still killing it in the comments. our producer Matt Huddle for bringing the magic, Marty Zilstra for providing our theme music. It's Off the Puck Hockey. We're out of here. Let's go.
Make sure to check out our past shows from previous weeks on our YouTube, Facebook, or Mixcloud channels. You can always catch up on podcasts while checking out our FHN Network channel on YouTube or Facebook. Or you can listen to an audio copy of our past shows on our Mixcloud channel at FHN_Network. The FHN Network, the future of entertainment.